Hello. Today I've gotten a lot of requests for Emerald AI 3.0 integration into the JU TPS template, and we're going to do that today. We finally got time. I'm just going to walk you through the very basics of getting it working with the AI demonstration that's included with Emerald AI. We're not going to do any like super customization or anything, but this will get it working both with melee attacks and ranged, and then you can kind of just do any kind of customization you want afterwards. I do have one custom script that we're going to be adding to the Emerald AI components. So we're going to start with making a folder, and we're just going to call that custom scripts, and we're going to drag that file in, and I will include that in the description of the video. So that file is called damageable AI, and right now it's complaining because our bullet does not have a definition for bullet damage. So we're going to find that component of JUTPS and add that. So here's our bullet. It does not have a reference to damage, so we're going to make a public int and set the damage. And we can see that error went away in the damageable AI, so we're happy. This is going to be settable in the inspector, so each different type of bullet can have a different value. All right, so now we're going to go into the playground scene in JUTPS, which is in the demo scenes and playground. Now when we open this up, we've got our player character and no AI to play with. But first thing we're going to do is bake the navigation mesh, because Emerald AI uses that and it complains very badly if we don't do this. So we'll do that, and then we're going to go into our Emerald AI folder, and in our demo source we have prefabs AI. I generally use the Grenadier melee just because, so we'll drag him into the scene, and there we go. So first thing we're going to work on is the actual bullet component, so that deals damage when we shoot this guy. So what we're going to do is click on the Grenadier, and we're going to set some tags and layers here. We're going to tag this, we're going to add a new tag, and we're going to call this AI character. Then we're going to set a new layer. We're going to add a layer. I'm just going to put it on 21 arbitrarily, but there we go. And we're going to also call this AI character. And then we've got to set those. So tags, we're going to set that to AI character. Layer, we're going to set that to AI character. It's going to ask us if we want all of the child objects as well. We don't need that. We can just say no, this object only. So now we have our tagged and layered AI, and we are going to add a component, and that's going to be our new component that we just added to the thing. So that's going to be damageable AI, which is right here. And then our damageable AI needs a reference to the AI system. That's going to be the AI system that's on this component. So we'll drag that in. And our damage colliders, that is going to be the collider that is on this system. So we'll drag that in as well. There is a Boolean value for pissed off when shot. Basically, that changes the attack range of this mob. So if the attack range is very short and we shoot it from a large distance, it's going to increase that attack range so it can find the player and figure out who it needs to attack. Those values are hard set in this script right now, but you can change them. You can expose it if you'd like, but yeah, right now it sets the detection radius to about 100 for all things. So it takes damage and it sets the detection radius to 100. All right. So it also detects vehicle collisions. So if the vehicle is tagged vehicle and the vehicle collides with this, it's going to know that it just got hit by a car, which is kind of cool, but we're not going to really play with that today. So at this point, we should be able to actually, well, here, let's set the AI's behavior so that it actually wants to attack us and, you know, whatnot. So we'll go into detections and tags. We're going to change the Emerald Unity tag to AI character. Our detection layers, we don't want water, we want player. So we'll set player, and then the rest of these are fine. So at that point, we should be able to play and shoot him and see some damage happen. So we'll grab a pistol. And we do. We see damage. Cool. And he's pissed off. He definitely was not coming at me, and now he is. So we can shoot him. Hooray. All right, we do have a null reference exception in the Emerald AI detection. So we're looking at the detected target here. I'm not really sure what it's complaining about here. Let's take another look, see what's up. All right, sorry about that. Yeah, so basically there is a check for a target in the Emerald AI detection script. So we're gonna fix that. So here I'm gonna comment out the fix. And we'll see the error again. Or maybe not. All right, well, it seems to be random, but this does fix it. On line 841 of Emerald AI Detection.cs, we just add in a null check. So if detected target does not equal null, then we try to go to the target position. For whatever reason, sometimes it loses the target and then it freaks out and then you can't damage it anymore and it's broken. But if we just add this, then it stops breaking. And we'll test it a few more times just to make sure that it is actually fixed. Oh, and we should be able to use any bullet here. So the sniper rifle. Yep. And we can actually fix the not hitting him issue as well by just adjusting his collider. So here in our Grenadier, we'll go into the prefab and open in isolation, and his collider is sometimes behind the mesh. So if we make that just a little bit bigger, his box collider here, so we'll make it a little bit bigger on the X and a little bit bigger on the Z. And as long as it is further out than the mesh, maybe that tip there would still cause a problem. So here we'll make it, we'll just super exaggerate it. But anyways, now we should be able to shoot him without having it miss bullets. Still needs a little bit of adjustment. It's not an exact science, but or maybe it is, I don't know. But it seems like his arms can block it sometimes when he's in a specific animation, but you get the idea. Here, I guess we can just, let's try it again. Let's make him read. Jeez. All right. So we will cover the arms and we will exaggerate that a little bit more. And now we should be able to hit him every time. So there's that. All right, on to the melee system. Oh, I guess one more thing we can see how to. So we've got our player and we've got our weapons, and we can look at our weapons. And we have our handgun, which here we are shooting. We're using the bullet prefab. So here when we look at the bullet, we do have bullet damage exposed, so we can change this to 25 if we wanted, and now the handgun's going to do 25 damage. If we look at our weapons and sniper rifle, our sniper rifle shooting uses the bullet sniper, so we can look at the bullet sniper, and the sniper bullet is going to do 50 damage. And so now, once we've changed those values, if I pick up a pistol and I shoot him, it's going to do 25 damage. If I pick up a sniper rifle and shoot him, it's going to do 50. And we can verify that with the pistol. We're going to shoot him, 25 damage. Sniper rifle should do 50, and it does. And he did. All right. So now that we've seen the modifications that we made to the bullet, so we can specify damage, you can create new bullets for different weapons, because the submachine gun and the shotgun, I believe, also share the, oh no, the bullet shotgun. So bullet shotgun has its own thing. We can change this to 2. And then each pellet's going to do 2 damage, and then our submachine gun, I believe, shares the bullet. It does. So if we wanted to change the submachine gun value, we would need to make a new bullet, so we could just duplicate this, call it submachine gun bullet, add it to the submachine gun, and change the value, and that would work. But let's move on to the melee system, because that's the most difficult thing to implement, but it's really not terrible. There are some changes that we just make to the third-person character or third-person controller script. So we're going to open that up. And from here, there are 4 variables that we're going to add in the top of the script, and then we're going to just change the way the melee structure works a little bit. So inside the punch attack settings is where I put it, and we're just going to add a public layer mask, and I call it hit check layer punch. So we're going to check the layer that we're raycasting to make sure that it is punchable. We have 3 punch types. We have the up punch, the right punch, and the left punch. I set each one of them to a different damage value just so we can see that each punch is actually doing the damage that it's supposed to. So public in up punch damage 5, right punch damage 2, left punch damage 3. So you add these 4 values, and then we're going to scroll all the way down to like 1200 something to the actual punch logic. I think it's 1227. $12.16. So once we've added those values here, we're going to have to change this stuff to use what we're actually looking for. So the first thing we want to do is change the raycast distance of the actual raycast. It's going in the correct direction, but 0.95, you basically have to face hug it in order to hit it. I found a nice value for this is 5. So we have our punch distance at 5. We're going to change that for all 3 values. So we've got up punch, right punch, left punch. And these are all triggered off of animation events in the kit. So we have those set to 5 each. So each punch is going to have a distance of 5 that it's going to check for this layer. Originally, this is checking for the grounded layer. We don't want to check for the grounded layer. We want to check for the punch layer. So that's going to be hit check layer punch. And that's going to be the same for all of them. So now basically what we're saying is we've got our normal punch logic. We didn't change a whole lot. We just changed the distance that it's going to check for a punch layer, and we have the punch layer changed. So at this point, we want to check for the Emerald AI component so that we can deal damage to it. So in order to do that, it's a simple if statement. So we're going to check if the collider is hit. So we'll do this in up punch first. All right, so one thing we see right off the get-go, Emerald AI system has a line through it. So we're going to go all the way back up to the top of the script, and we need to add a using statement. So up here, right under using Unity Engine, we're going to say using Emerald AI. So now that we're using Emerald AI, we can go all the way back down where our broken stuff is. And so we've basically said if the hit collider has the Emerald AI component, then we want to do something. And that something is we want to deal the up punch damage. So we're going to copy this because that's what we're doing. So our hit.collider.getComponent.Emerald AI system, we want to dot damage. And what do we want to do? The up punch damage. So we're going to do the exact same thing for all three of these. So we'll just copy this and we'll paste it inside here, but we don't want to do the up punch damage here. We want to do the right punch damage. And then same thing for the left punch. We want to add that and then change this to left punch damage or L punch damage. So now basically our melee system should be working. We're gonna save this, let it compile, and we'll test it. And it's not gonna work. There is one more step. For whatever reason in the JUTPS third-person controller script, even though we added those variables in the script, we can't see them because of the custom inspector. So if we go up here and set this to debug mode, we can actually see all of the things, and our hit check layer punch is set to nothing currently. So we want to set that to AI character. And then once we've set that to AI character, we can also see we can change our damage values once we're done here. But once you've changed that layer mask, we're just going to switch that back to normal and it's hidden again. And now we should be able to punch the dude. So let's go up and punch his face. And we can punch him. He doesn't like it. He is interrupted when he takes damage, so it's a little bit cheesy because we can just punch the shit out of him. But anyways, it works. So there could be some small adjustments that you want to do, whatever, but in general, that works. So we have bullet damage and we have melee damage that's working. The last thing to do is to tie the health system in so that when this guy damages us, it's reflected in the in this states, because right now when he hits us, Emerald AI says that we take damage, but we don't really take damage. This stays at 100%. So we'll tie that in, and that'll be the last step, and you should be good to go. All right, so on our player, we are going to add an Emerald AI player health component. So we'll just look for player health, and there it is, the Emerald AI player health component. So we have a reference to this health component, which is going to receive damage from the AI. If we edit this script, we can see that it's just the example script. It is what it is. But what we're going to do is add a reference to our third-person controller. And we'll just call that player. And then in our start method, we need to get a reference to this third-person controller. So we are just going to say player equals get component third-person controller. And then we can just simply add an update method that will change the player.health to the current health. So under the start method, we will just create a private void update. And that should be all we need to do for this. So if we save that, and we'll look at our states here. So we're looking at the player, and then under third-person controller, we're going to look at our states, which we can see our health. There's our health there. We're gonna walk over here and get punched by this guy. And we can see that that value is increasing, as well as the white bar in the UI. So now we are able to damage the AI and take damage from the AI. And I think that's what you guys were looking for. So there you go.